Welcome, my friend, to Men's Health IQ. I'm Dr. Isabel Warren, and I'm truly honored you've chosen to spend this time with me today. For those of you who are joining us for the first time, I am a Harvard-trained endocrinologist. And here, our mission is to have honest, evidence-based conversations about men's health in a space that feels less like a clinic and more like a conversation with a trusted friend. We talk about the things that matter most: vitality, resilience, and the daily choices that shape our long-term health. Today, I want to tackle a topic that's often a source of both curiosity and confusion: the effects of heat and cold exposure on the testes and, by extension, on your testosterone levels. This is a subject that's been talked about for generations, with a lot of old-school wisdom and New Age theories swirling around it. We'll be looking at the science behind the headlines, separating fact from fiction, and giving you practical, actionable insights you can use in your own life. Now, a quick promise to you: this conversation builds on itself. The most crucial, most actionable information, the things you can do right now to support your health, will be covered in the latter half of our time together. So please stay with me all the way to the end to make sure you don't miss those key takeaways. I want this to be a conversation. The topic of male health is so often a solitary journey, but it doesn't have to be. I'd love to hear your thoughts, your experiences, and any questions you have about this topic. Have you ever tried cold plunges or avoided hot tubs for your health? I would love to read your comments below. Your questions help guide our community and can provide valuable insights for others who are listening. The historical and biological context. For a long time, the relationship between temperature and male fertility has been a part of folk wisdom. You can find examples of it in cultures all over the world, from the advice of grandfathers to avoid tight clothing to the practices of ancient civilizations who understood the importance of keeping a cool core. But why? Biologically, the human body is a marvel of evolutionary engineering. The testes, the very factories of sperm production and testosterone synthesis, are housed outside the body cavity for a reason. They require a slightly cooler temperature, about 2 to 7 degrees Fahrenheit lower than the rest of the body, to function optimally. This is a brilliant biological adaptation designed to protect the delicate process of spermatogenesis, or sperm creation. When the testes are exposed to sustained heat, this process can be disrupted. A 2007 study published in the journal Human Reproduction examined the effects of regular hot tub use on male fertility. The researchers found that men who stopped using hot tubs for several months saw a significant improvement in their sperm count and motility. This is a powerful piece of evidence demonstrating that prolonged, elevated temperatures can have a direct and measurable effect on male reproductive health. This isn't about shaming anyone for enjoying a sauna or a hot bath. It's about understanding the science and making informed choices. It's about knowing that your body, particularly your reproductive system, is sensitive to temperature. The key word here is sustained. A short, warm bath is unlikely to cause a problem, but consistent, prolonged exposure to high heat can create a challenge for your body's delicate thermoregulation system. The myths and misconceptions. Let's quickly address some of the common myths that often confuse the conversation around heat, cold, and men's health. Myth 1. Wearing boxers is a cure-all for low testosterone. Fact. While tight briefs can increase scrotal temperature and thus can have a negative impact on sperm production, simply switching to boxers is not a magic bullet for low testosterone. The relationship between testicular temperature and hormone levels is complex and influenced by many factors. The effect of clothing choice on testosterone itself is, according to most clinical studies, minimal and often a symptom of other lifestyle factors. The more significant effect is on sperm health, not so much on hormonal balance. Myth 2. Cold plunges will instantly boost my testosterone. Fact. The popularity of cold exposure, such as ice baths or cold showers, has surged in recent years. While cold exposure can be a wonderful tool for mental resilience, reducing inflammation and improving circulation, the evidence for a direct, significant, and long-term testosterone boost is limited. A short-term spike in hormones has been observed in some studies, but a lasting, clinically significant increase in testosterone has yet to be widely proven. The primary benefits of cold exposure are found in its effects on the nervous system and inflammation, not necessarily your hormone levels. Myth 3. The effects of heat on the testes are permanent. Fact. For most men, the effects are not permanent. The testes are remarkably resilient. As shown in the human reproduction study I mentioned earlier, men who stopped their hot tub use saw their sperm count and motility return to normal levels after several months. The body is always seeking to return to a state of balance. If you remove the source of the sustained heat, your body's natural temperature regulation system will have the opportunity to get back to work. In my clinical practice, I have seen these principles play out in the lives of many different men. I remember a patient I'll call David, a 42-year-old who worked in a very hot environment, often in close proximity to industrial furnaces. He came to me and his wife with concerns about their struggle to conceive. His sperm analysis showed a low count and poor motility. We discussed his work environment and his habit of taking a very hot shower every night to relax his sore muscles. While he loved his job, we worked together to make some simple changes. We had him wear looser-fitting, breathable clothing at work and encouraged him to switch to cooler showers in the evenings. After 6 months, a new sperm analysis showed a significant improvement. David's story is a powerful example of how environmental factors, even an occupational one, can have a direct impact on reproductive health. Then there was a man I'll call Thomas, a 65-year-old retired athlete who was a big fan of saunas and steam rooms, which he used regularly for muscle recovery. He came to me not for fertility, but for general health and vitality, feeling like his energy levels had dropped in recent years. He was skeptical that temperature could have an effect on a man his age, as he was no longer concerned about fertility. I explained that while the impact on fertility might be different, the principle of thermoregulation remains relevant to overall health and hormonal balance. I suggested he try reducing his sauna time from 30 minutes to 15, and to take a cooler shower afterwards to bring his core temperature down. When he returned for his next checkup, he hadn't had a significant hormonal change, but he felt a noticeable difference in his energy levels and reported a deeper sense of well-being. This anecdote reminds us that the effects of these practices are not limited to one specific outcome. I'd like to ask you, have you ever noticed a change in how you feel, your energy, your well-being, your confidence, after making a change in your environment, whether it's through a cold shower or a warm bath? Your observations can be incredibly insightful, so please share them in the comments. Lifestyle integrations and daily practices. The good news is that this isn't about making drastic changes. It's about small, consistent choices. Clothing. Choose breathable, natural fabrics. If your work or hobbies require sitting for long periods, take breaks to stand and move around. This helps with more than just temperature. It's excellent for circulation. Laptops and devices. This is a modern-day challenge. The heat from a laptop on your lap can, over time, raise the temperature of the testes. Try to use a table or a lap desk to create a buffer. Water temperature. If you love a hot bath, consider keeping the water just warm, not scalding. If you use a sauna, try to limit your time in the intense heat and always follow up with a cooler rinse. A cold shower or ice bath can be a wonderful, invigorating experience. While the immediate testosterone boost is still up for debate, the mental resilience and anti-inflammatory benefits are well documented and profoundly impactful. Heat exposure at work. If your profession exposes you to sustained heat, consider taking regular breaks in a cooler environment. Even a few minutes can make a difference. A detailed FAQ for our Men's Health IQ community. Question: can fever affect testicular health? Yes, a high fever can temporarily affect sperm production. When your body temperature rises significantly for a prolonged period, it can disrupt the delicate process of spermatogenesis. However, for most men, this effect is temporary, and sperm counts and motility return to normal after the fever subsides. Question: what is the optimal temperature for the testes? The optimal temperature for spermatogenesis is typically a few degrees Celsius, 2 to 7 degrees Fahrenheit, below the core body temperature of 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit or 37 degrees Celsius. This is why the scrotum contracts and relaxes. It is a natural thermoregulation system designed to keep the testes in this ideal temperature range. Question: does a fever affect testosterone levels? While fever has a more pronounced effect on sperm production, it can also have a temporary effect on testosterone levels. However, this is typically not a long-term issue. Testosterone levels often normalize once the fever has passed. Question: what are the long-term effects of chronic heat exposure? Chronic sustained heat exposure, such as that experienced by men working in high-heat environments or those who use hot tubs or saunas daily for long periods, can lead to a decrease in sperm count and quality. It may also affect some hormonal parameters, though this is often reversible if the heat source is removed. Question: what about saunas? Saunas are a great tool for wellness, as they can improve cardiovascular function and help with detoxification. The key is moderation. A short session followed by a cold plunge or a cool shower is a fantastic practice. Problems arise when men are in high heat for very long periods, multiple times a week. The goal is to use the sauna as a supportive tool, not a source of sustained heat exposure. Question: I'm concerned about my testosterone levels. What should I do? The most important first step is to get a blood test to measure your testosterone levels. A low number can be a symptom of a wide range of issues, not just heat exposure. Once you have a clear picture, you and your doctor can work together to identify the root cause, which may involve lifestyle changes, dietary adjustments, stress management, and, if necessary, medical intervention. Question: can cold exposure improve my overall vitality? Absolutely. While the direct link to a massive testosterone boost is still being researched, cold exposure has been shown to improve mood, increase alertness, reduce muscle soreness, and improve circulation. These benefits can contribute to an overall feeling of vitality and well-being, which is often what men are seeking when they explore these practices. As we draw our conversation to a close today, my dear friends, I hope this discussion has brought a sense of curiosity and a new sense of possibility. The world of men's health is expanding in such exciting ways, and we are no longer limited to old myths. Remember, whether you choose to make a small change to your daily routine or to embark on a more significant journey with a medical professional, the path to health begins with intention. It starts with a commitment to yourself, a willingness to be vulnerable, and the courage to make small, proactive changes. This journey of wellness, of living fully and vibrantly, is one we embark on together. If today's discussion resonated with you, if it offered a fresh perspective or inspired you to make a gentle change, I would be so honored if you would join our ever-growing Men's Health IQ family. Please subscribe to our channel right now. It's a simple act that ensures you'll receive all our future episodes, each designed to empower you with evidence-based insights and heartfelt support for your well-being. And if you know someone, a cherished family member, a dear friend, or perhaps a valued neighbor who might also find comfort, inspiration, or valuable insights here, I would be deeply grateful if you would share this episode with them. Your sharing helps us extend our embrace, fostering a larger community dedicated to thriving at every age. Let's continue to support each other on this beautiful path. Thank you always for your precious time, your trust, and your unwavering commitment to your own health journey. Until we meet again, take exquisite care of yourselves and keep cultivating that wonderful vitality.